clean up the screen a little.
Okay. Hey y'all! We are back with another mother flipping flopping video.
Alright, you about to say it?
Okay.
One.
Wait.
You know we gotta bring the intro like back at it again with number 2. You know we from Baltimore.
2. Dude.
So today we are on a little bit more sophisticated, chill, laid back, change of scenery. Cat. I have an 8-week-old kitten, so you're gonna hear rattling in the back. But we're sophisticated. We got our nice tea in the glass. Low, high, lo-fi, whatever you want to call it, beats in the back. And we chilling tonight.
Yeah. Okay, first, I want to thank y'all, all y'all out there, I don't know how many people on Instagram, I don't know how many people on YouTube, but all y'all who watched the last video, thank y'all. So, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like and comment and follow on our Instagram page. We love the interaction. So we're gonna be talking about friends today. Aspects, corners, anything having to do with friends. So that is our topic for today.
My kitty.
So first we're gonna start off with what is not a friend. Now, before we even say that, what I was gonna say earlier, in terms of support for our new endeavor with this show, the female support that we get for the show is very slim to none. It's a lot more guys who watch this
that
comment, comment, hit us up saying it was good or whatever, blah blah blah. Those are the dudes who do that. Whereas the females don't. Now, I noticed that with a lot of different situations, a lot of different, it could be a clothing line, it can be a YouTube channel, vlogging, makeup tutorials, things like that. Guys are more so going to compliment and like the girls' content, but girls aren't going to support the girls. Now, us as queens,
uplifting,
empower each other. It would be great if we had more female support, because at the end of the day, we're females. If you have something that you want us to support, hit us up. The DMs are always open. We can always hit you up and support. But that goes into like the friends thing. Like, people have friends who don't even support them in their endeavors. Unfortunately. And the thing is, successful people will tell you that. They will be like, your friend is not going to support you in the beginning. Your friends are, or maybe not even your family won't support you in the beginning, but it'll be complete strangers. And that's the sad part, because if your friends are really supposed to be there, like one of our guests, we have a lot of co-hosts for today's episode. One of our co-hosts said about what friends is, like, how do you say friends was, like, in terms of like the spiritual thing?
Yes, one of our close friends said, basically it's do you want me to read it verbatim?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at Montage Live, he stated, well, I believe that friendship is a mutual bond between two people, somewhat a spiritual contract, just agreeing to be there any way possible for that person, no matter what.
And then there was another person on the live who said something. I can't remember what he said exactly.
He said, a friend/friendship is a person where you are establishing a healthy bond.
So that goes back into like what is not a friend. To me, a friend is not somebody who maybe is selfish or uses you for their own benefit. Never, really checking up or, reciprocating, like we said, reciprocate earlier, reciprocating the energy.
Right.
It's not mutual. If you're going into a situation,
it's one-sided.
Right, and they have streets for people like that. One way. Anyway, so we were.
I just got that. I'm like, wait, the streets? Oh, okay.
But I go in situations being like the strong friend. Like, I'm not one of the friends that breaks down or needs advice, really. Like, I may ask for advice just because I'm like, oh, I want to hear somebody else's opinion, but I'm not somebody who really needs advice or things like that. But then there's some people who do need that, or they benefit off of, you know, advice. They benefit off of the strong friend
all of the time.
And then when the strong friend needs that type of support all of a sudden, because everybody's going to need it in one way or another, those, I'm not going to say weaker friends, but for lack of better terms, the weaker friend, or the friends that kind of fall a little bit under the strong friend radar realm, I don't know, podium, they're not there for them because they don't know how to be. And the thing is, I had to learn this because, and it's not my fault. I had to learn that it's not my fault that they don't know how to do that. I had to learn that it's not my fault that they don't know how to be a true, genuine friend. Like, friendships can translate into whether it's same sex or opposite sex, can translate into something greater than what it started out to be. A friendship can start off as an association,
as it being your coworker or your neighbor,
and then if it's the opposite sex or even the same sex, it can go all the way up into somebody that you decide to spend the rest of your life with, whether it be marriage or like your best friend. So like, people have to learn over time how to deal with their friends, and every friend you deal with friends differently, and people don't understand that. Like, they don't get that part of friendship. That is a science to being somebody's friend, just like how it's a science to being in a relationship. It's a science to getting to know somebody and dating. It's a science to being in a friendship.
I agree.
Yeah,
and it's a privilege.
Because look, I ain't even about to lie. I'm in this point of my life where I'm like, start over, clean slate. Friendships, we're gonna give that a pause. It's gonna be family.
That's how I'm looking at it.
And friends, I'm gonna give it a pause, because the thing is, I feel like I have a mature outlook on friendships, a mature understanding of the science behind having a friend. I'm not about to work myself up over somebody who doesn't know how to be a friend. I'm not, because I'm not going to be stressed out, lose sleep, be in the shower thinking about it, listening to sad music.
Not be in the shower thinking about it.
For real, because of somebody else not even taking the active effort to even try to be a better friend.
Yeah.
That don't make sense. Got me stressed out.
Yeah, you saying not being reciprocal. Basically, not being there for you, always leaning on you, you're always pouring into others, but are people pouring back into you? Is it reciprocated? It all comes down to reciprocation.
And it's a message about that. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Basically saying that you, for instance, in a bank, if you have a bank account, you can't keep withdrawing if you don't put in deposits. You can't keep pulling stuff out of people if you never pour into them.
Damn.
So if you're literally pulling stuff out of people and they shut down, you can't be upset, because I literally just told y'all the quote. You can't keep withdrawing if you don't make no deposits. Okay?
Damn,
so write that down.
That's deep.
Grab your pencil and your notepad.
Save it as your screen wallpaper if you need to. Remember that. And you even went back to a person being self-centered or selfish. That is one-sided. And in 2020, everything is 2020 double. Reflection. It needs to be a two-way street. Because if it's a one-way, you can see your way out. I'm seeing my way out of these one-way things. And that's with family. That goes for co-workers, relationships. You always trying to be the good person, always trying to be the better big person. Well, guess what? I'm looking for people that can be on my big girl team. Period.
For sure.
Humbly speaking. If the shoe fits, then maybe that is towards you. I'm not here dissing, subbing. I'm not that. This is just true real life stuff. Everything that we talk about here is real, is raw. It's raw. So I do want to make the point that I do believe in stagnation in friendships, because everybody can be stagnant in their life in general. So I don't believe just because we're having a dry patch area or it's a drought right now, that a few months from now it's going to be rain. Like, you know, our friendship will blossom again, or it'll start over from fresh. But everybody has those periods where they can't give themselves to people, or they can't give their all to people, or even parts of themselves, because they don't even know what's going on with them. They don't know how to, you know, pour into themselves to pour into others. So then I want to go on the topic of everybody's not going to meet you because everyone's not on your level emotionally or even in their maturation at that time. If I know, okay, just like how you were saying, what were you saying? Like, sometimes you have to, like, know how to be a friend.
Know how to deal with other people. Like, everybody has to be dealt with when it comes to your friends, especially if you have multiple friends.
Yes, and just like that. So what I'm trying to say is, the last point that I just wanted to say is, sometimes people don't know how to connect with you because they're just simply not where you are. Some people don't know how to talk to you. Some people don't know how to be supportive. Sometimes it takes them a little bit longer even to see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Some people have to go through other life experiences to be a better friend, to be a better lover, to be a better daughter, sister, father, mother, whatever. It takes time for some people.
Being a good friend also goes into accountability, holding that person accountable, holding yourself accountable for being a good friend. Because you can't, the thing is, this is the thing, you can't, because people do it all the time, but you can't be a terrible friend, or not terrible, or not up to par friend, half-ass friend, and then not hold yourself accountable for being a half-ass friend.
Because when the person I'm so sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Just like you're saying. And maybe we can relate, no, only friends, not talking about relationships, romantic. If I'm telling you, okay, I feel some type of way, and if my friend just automatically dismisses me or shuts me down, I'm the type of person where, okay, I'm going to try it again, maybe a couple more times. But if you keep shutting me down, oh, baby, I'm distancing myself. Because you're not taking no accountability. You're not taking any part. It takes two to tango.
This goes back to the strong friend scenario. The strong friend, when they're weak, that does not mean that they're wrong. Being the strong friend all the time is a blessing and a curse, because it's a curse when you decide that, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to reflect on myself. I might take a mental health break, or I might take a break of being the strong friend and trying to be there for everybody. And then the people that look up to you, the people that are your friends, that are around you, that aren't necessarily the strong friend, they accuse you, or they look at you as being wrong. And that's not holding yourself accountable. Because at the end of the day, that strong friend is still being strong by acknowledging the fact that they're taking a break.
They're doing what they have to do.
Right. The strong friend is still saying, okay, you know, I'm about to take a time to reflect on maybe my actions, or reflect on how I respond to different things. Right. You being the friend that's maybe not as strong, saying that the person's wrong for deciding, okay, maybe I'm not about to do X, Y, and Z, that's not holding yourself accountable. And that's where that's another layer of friendship, being accountable.
And that, yes, that's a great point that you just stated. I feel like everybody has insecurities, everybody has flaws, we get that. But accountability can also go into selfishness, being self-centered. Oh, if they're always putting it back on you, okay, you can never see what you do, so we're not about to keep pointing the finger. We're either going to try, I was about to refill you too. It's either we're going to work through our problems through efficient communication and being real, putting it all on the table and not keep ignoring the elephant in the room, or we're going to try to work through it. And if we're not working through it, I'm sorry, baby, maybe we're just going to have to take a pause. I love you. It's no love lost. Because I love all my friends, even the friends that I'm not even close to this day. I'll always have love for you. But the privilege of you being in my life, I don't know how that's going to be. Because I can't just keep giving. I can't be the giver in every relationship.
Right. And like, sorry. That accountability thing is so real. Like, and I don't know, y'all can tell probably that I'm like, you know,
it hurts a little bit.
Finicky and finagling in this topic right now, kind of deep, because it's kind of like something that I didn't really, you know, put together as something that was an issue, but it is. Like, the accountability part goes into, like you said, going up to your friend or going up to your associate, but we're going to use friend because that's the topic, saying, this is bothering me, or saying, hey, do you know about this? Or saying, there's this going on, are you aware? Like, doing all of that. And that person as your friend, because they may not be necessarily the strong friend, don't know how to respond, so they're like, oh, skirt, like, and just like clock out. And that's not fair to the strong friend who countless times in other situations when the same thing has happened and the person on the flip side may have come to the strong friend saying, you know, has this happened? Has, you know, this been going on or whatever? The strong friend will go to bat for you. Like, the strong friend will make sure that they find out all the information. The strong friend will be that Nancy Drew detective and find out what's going on. Yes, and find out what's going on and share the information with you because they care about you as a friend at the end of the day. Care about you. They care about you at the end of the day.
And you're trying to uphold your end of the stick.
Right, exactly. It's like a seesaw. You can't just not put your legs up because you don't wanna ride the ride.
You don't want to
the
survive
strong friend,
no more.
The strong friend going up and down, right? Making sure you're having a good time.
Okay, you breathe, you good, you get wet,
right.
You dry.
Putting their feet down on the ground, keep popping it up, for you to just be sitting there. That's not a good friend. That's not a good friend
That
at
goes
all.
back to reciprocation.
Yes.
I really want y'all. All right, so we about 15-20 minutes into the video. Mm-hmm. Reciprocation. It's really a two-way street. I don't know how many times we can like say, but I was also talking to a male friend earlier about the same topic. Well, not even about the same topic, but well, it was friendship. At the end of the day, you're only going to see your reflection. Mm-hmm. So if you don't do better and if you stay in the same mode, the same patterns, that's only what you're gonna see. If you're expecting to have, you know, people treat you right or whatever, you're looking for advice but you can't find no good advice anymore. Well, were you being a good friend? Mm-hmm. You can't find loyalty. Were you loyal? And I'm not gonna get too deep, but and as you grow, you start to shed layers and you start to see what's what.
What's not.
Because you're killing old parts of yourself. Even if that means old friends get left behind. Because that's the old you that's getting left behind. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just in general. Mm-hmm. Old weave. Sometimes it's time to let that weave
If you're watching this and you had that weave since 2015, throw it in the trash.
Smile and sage is not enough.
Boiling it in your kitchen
ain't enough.
Ain't enough. That silicone mix they got from the hair store, no, it ain't gonna work.
Delete it.
Delete.
Divorce it.
Like
evicted.
The knotless braids from the beginning of the pandemic, throw them away. We can't see your scalp no more.
Shady Capper.
Accountability also goes into it. This has nothing to do with us, I don't think. But it was a topic that was brought to me that, you know, kind of like, yeah, that's real. Accountability and like holding your friends accountable when they're doing weird stuff. Now, when I say weird, this is very sensitive. Like, if it's too sensitive, I'm just gonna say now, you could pause the video, maybe skip probably like 5 minutes. I'm not gonna talk about it no more. But weird meaning like, you know, your homeboy or even your homegirl, because there's girls who take advantage of people and there's guys who take advantage of people. If they're out here on creep time, like getting shorty drunk, getting homeboy drunk, taking them to their room, doing things to them that they're not really cognizant of, how do you hold them accountable? How do you be like, nah bro, or nah sis, that's wild, that's wild. Now, I've never had that situation before, but I know people who have. So like, how would you respond like if one of your friend, homegirl, homeboy was out here on creep time like that?
Well, I will answer your question, but I'm going to use the example of Players Club. Diamond's cousin, I don't remember her name, sorry, but the young shorty, when she got drugged at Junior's bachelor party, whatever. Yes, like his sister, we all knew, Ronnie, we all knew she was evil. But if I were in that scenario, hold on. No. We gonna talk about the homeboys because the homeboys knew what was going on. Mm-hmm. Not one brother stepped up, not one king, well obviously none of them were kings, but none of them stepped up and was like, yo bro, like what's wrong with you? Like none of them avoided that. Because they all heard what was going on. She was getting beat in that room. She was getting drugged and she was getting raped. None of them would have. I know that was very, very sensitive and vulgar and very extreme, but this is going on every single day. But I've never been in any type of situation like that. Nothing, thank God. Okay, so to answer your question, how would I deal with accountability and I know somebody's doing the wrong thing? Yeah, well, I came across this by just telling a friend, like, I know you're doing wrong. She would come to me and she would tell me, you know, what she's doing. And of course, I'm always going to tell, you know, people the golden rule, like, do to others as you would want done to you. Without trying to judge, I always say, just know that whatever you're doing, there will be consequences, and karma is real. So if you try to reverse the bad that you're doing now with good, you can stop some of that bad karma, but just know you're gonna regret it. So just try to do right. Try to avoid that.
For me, when I think about a situation like that, like the person that I know, when she legit told me like how she cut off this man, like cussed him out, did everything. Now the thing is, cussing somebody out when you find out your homeboy, your homegirls out here being wild. And when I say wild, we're gonna just like, you know, pull it back a little bit. Not just taking advantage of somebody, but being wild, maybe like
cheating
on
your boyfriend or girlfriend,
drinking, doing drugs real bad. How would I respond to it? Cussing somebody out about it ain't gonna work. The thing is, if you're somebody's friend, like how we were just saying before, and if you're somebody's friend, and like we said, it's a two-way street, it's a reflection. You're helping them as they're helping you. You want to help your friend at the end of the day.
Be better.
Yes, you want your friend to be better because you cared about them at one point. Like you cussing them out and you like cutting them off or whatever is like you cutting them off, or you like telling them I don't want to be cool with you no more or whatever like that, kind of shows your intentions of being their friend, in my opinion. Like, because at the end of the day, you could have actually wanted to be their friend. You could have actually cared about them, and that action turned you off from ever giving a crap about them. But at the end of the day, if you really cared about them at one point in your life, you want them to be their best possible self.
Yes, they did something wrong, but in that sense, maybe you can try to help with like mental health orgs or how to prevent more support for the people that are messed up, quote unquote messed up. Like, how can you do something more positive, uplifting, just as, you know, we're trying to uplift. So maybe that's something we can get into.
Everybody is a superhero in their own right. Not everybody can, you know, put on their cape and, you know, be a vigilante and go out here and actually save the world, but everybody can be a superhero in their own right. You seeing your friend or your companion or anybody going through something that may not be in society normal, and you deciding, hey, I'm not going to accept this, is you being a superhero. You saying, you know what, I'm going to address it, is you being a superhero. And then you're also a superhero when you decide, hey, you need help. Here's a program. Here's something that you need to go do. How about if you're doing something that's really wild, like in terms of rape or something like that, here, you need to go turn yourself in. Like, the thing is, you can't be that person for them when it comes to that, you know, the highest level of superhero-ness, if that's a word. But taking that step to be active and be a human being to your human being friend and say, like, you know, you should go do X, Y, and Z, is being a superhero in your own right. So accountability, you know, we just went off all crazy. Yeah. But accountability just comes into like how you actually care, like how much you actually care about your friend at the end of the day.
What about your friends? Are they gonna be around? And then friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Okay.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is gaslighting. So explain what gaslighting is.
Most people don't know this term. All right. To manipulate someone by psychological means to questioning their own sanity. Basically, disregarding them.
So disregarding like their feelings.
Yeah, so say, oh yeah, I feel like you made me feel like this. No, it's all in your head. You tripping again. You need to relax. You overthinking. You doing too much. It's all in your head. But you know clear as day it's reality and you're not making it up.
I've been in situations where people decide that in a setting such as this, let's say a setting with females, or you know what, a setting with a co-ed setting, males and females. A friend might be like, they may be insecure, and they're using your confidence as a way to tear you down.
Oh.
So they'll be like, everybody's paying attention to you, or everybody's paying attention to two of the girls that's there, and this insecure person is saying, "Oh, girl, it's something right there," real loud, or like, "Oh, girl, no, that," or I don't
just
know
pulling out your flaws.
Exactly. So, for instance, I'm
pointing out your flaws.
I'm
actually pointing out something
story.
embarrassing about you to a new group of people.
And I'm gonna actually share a story. Right?
And I have a story too.
Okay, so I was in my senior year of college. Now, in college, I was on birth control.
Okay.
Because.
All right.
Mainly because of, the benefits of birth control, don't get pregnant, but also because of other reasons why I was on birth control. So, the beginning parts of college, I was on a different type of birth control than what I was at the end of college. So, the end of college, I started to wear a patch. Now, for the guys that are our listeners, the patch looks like a Band-Aid kind of. It looks like a square Band-Aid. You've probably seen it. The girls y'all be with probably on a patch too. So yeah. So this girl was we were in an apartment, and one of my guy friends, I call him my cousin, he was cooking for us or whatever. So we were waiting to eat or whatever. And this girl starts talking about the dude she's talking to. So I'm listening and I'm like, that dude sounds familiar. Like, the dude you're talking about sounds familiar. So when she explained who he was and actually said his name, I'm like, oh, I know somebody else who talks to him. Because she was saying that she talks to him. And I was like, I know somebody else who talks to him. Now me, I'm not trying to be petty. I wasn't trying to be petty. I'm just trying to let her know that he talks to a lot of people. Like, if you go to UMES, you might know who I'm talking about. This dude, literally, he never went to college, but he literally talks to everybody at UMES. Anyway, yeah, but she was saying that she talked to him. Whatever, congratulations, woo. But she got mad that I literally said it. She pulled me to the side. She asked me all these questions. How you know about him? How you know who he talks to? What's the girl's name? What's her Instagram? What's her phone number? Like, really going on. So I wasn't telling her all that information. I was just like, wait a minute. I just know that he talked to sis. Like, I know he talked to her.
Wait a minute.
Right. So then she's like, oh, okay. And I said, he tried to talk to me. So I'm literally just giving her a rundown how open and how fluid he is. Like, I'm like, he tried to talk to me. I shut it down. Like, I follow him, though. So, I mean, I'm being honest. Like, I follow him. But he tried to talk to me. I shut it down or whatever. So she got mad. So this is how I knew she got mad. So she's like, well, I'm about to go see him anyway. He would come pick me up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, for real, dang, girl. Okay, you got one up on everybody else because I don't think you're picking up everybody else. I think you just talk to people. So she's like, yeah, you better come pick me up. So I turn around. I had on leggings or biker shorts. I turned around and I'm walking back out the room. She was like, oh, girl, and I can see your patch. I said, oh, I know. I put it there. Like, I know what's on my butt. I'm sorry, the patch goes on your butt, it goes in your groin, it goes on your back. I choose to put it on my butt. But I'm saying, like, I know it was there. Like, why you try to do that? You try to put me out there and everybody's all looking like, what's on her butt?
What's the patch?
Yeah, and nobody else noticed it, but you trying to make me feel bad for literally sharing information with you. I should have let your ass just go outside and just laugh at your dumb ass. I'm sorry, laugh at you for going on this date with this boy to McDonald's or Royal Farms after he took everybody else on campus to the same places. I should have laughed. I shouldn't have said anything. But you know what? I was being a good person. And that girl wasn't even my friend. But I was looking out because I'm a good person. But she was like, and I can see your patch.
Just being malicious.
Do you want one? I have tons of patches.
So I'm just going to talk about my sophomore year in high school when I had to end my best friend relationship because I found out she was talking about me to our whole friend group. And everybody knew except for me. But every time we would all be together, I always felt like this person acted different when everybody else was around. And I'm like, wait a minute. Vibes don't lie. I knew this in high school, but I was like, something is not right. Long story short, she would always say, well, you know, Shayla, when, you know, I feel like all the attention always has to be on you. Like, you just always have to be the center of attention. I can't help if my light shines very bright. And I just can't help that. That's just how I've been. And, you know, like,
I can't help it if I'm sexy.
I just kind of felt like she had an issue that I was a very likable person. And I'm like, well, damn, you can be like too, but stop being like so mad and angry in the corner. I didn't understand that. And then, of course, I saw her insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're a real friend, you should not be spilling all of the beans to other people about your friend. And it's so funny because she never thought this would come back around or it would get out. And it's so crazy because I was never sharing her beans. And even after that, I never put her out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever will. That's just me. That's just the G code. But are we friends now? No. I don't know if you're going to see this, but I don't know. I pray that, you know, you've changed, you've learned from that lesson, but it's a G code. Mm-hmm. And I'm not perfect. I've messed up, but I have not done that before.
Mm-hmm. Like, it definitely stems from insecurities. Like, it stems from insecurities. So, like, why be friends with a confident queen? If you're going to be insecure and you're going to use you're going to use somebody else's confidence as a boost for your insecurity? No. So we got a caller that's going to call in, and he's going to tell us his input on the topic in general. This is just like our intermission to go into our next segment of this conversation. So we're going to just have like friend zone be the topic too. And here he is.
All right, caller number 1, our first caller. Okay. Friend zone?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
You are now on live. Okay.
Alright, that's cool.
So, our question is for you. Your opinion on friend, like, you know, friend/friendship.
So my overall take on friendships is that, first of all, you meet somebody new. A solid foundation to a friendship starts with being genuine and being real on both sides. So to me, friendship should be all about fun, you know, honesty, and really that's it. So it's like, but and to like break down friendships in a whole, it's like friendship. I think the title friendships is like really a generic saying. So it's like it's more parts to a friendship. Like you have certain benefits, all that other stuff. You want to break it down,
Right.
So friendships come with a lot of benefits. Like you know, it all depends. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, friendship should really be all about, you know, fun for real. You know, something genuine and something that you cherish one another. So it's like friendships. It's like the start to everything. You know. So, you know, so it's like if you want to even go off to like a serious relationship, it always starts with a solid friendship. So, you know, so that's my whole take on friendships for real. But
Okay.
you know,
So
overall, should be genuine and fun.
okay, that's a great response. So basically, what you're saying is a friendship is a foundation for everything else.
For everything else, most definitely. It's a foundation for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
If you want it to be something else, you know what I'm saying? A friendship could just be a friendship, you know, a strong friendship. But say if you do want to venture off, you know, and do something more with a friend, you know what I'm saying? That's where it all starts from. It's a friendship, and then you go from there. So
to be a friend, like, what do you have to do? I know you mentioned being genuine and being real from the jump, but some people don't even know how to be real. So are you teaching them?
Right. So, all right. So that's a hard question because it really depends on who you are. So like with a friend, all you gotta do is remain consistent. I mean, being a friend is really not that hard, but at the same time, you do have folks who don't really know how to be a real friend. Sadly, you know what I'm saying? But you can't really teach. You can't teach nobody to do anything when they grow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. you gotta really pick and choose the right people. You know what I'm saying? I can't teach a young woman to be a good friend at the age of 22. That's on her to do that herself. You know what I'm saying? I can't really teach nobody else how to be a good friend. Honestly, it's just like, you know, it's just like, I mean, goddamn, like, being friends is like the essential thing to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to life.
Essential
Yeah, that's
to
what I'm
life.
saying. Like, if you don't know how to be a good friend, I don't really know how to fucking tell you. I mean, I don't know what to really tell you. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is really, friendships are the solid foundation of everything for real. So, if you
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
friendships are like this. That's like a solid foundation to everything. So that's what, if you like want to start a relationship, like a boyfriend girlfriend type thing, or whatever, you want to get serious. Also, it starts with a serious friendship, and you know, trust and bond, and you know, you build that within the friendship. You build that trust, you build that bond, you build all of that within the friendship. You know what I'm saying? That all comes with it.
Okay, boyfriend, girlfriend. You don't get into a relationship just right off the bat without knowing their character.
Right. So basically, it's steps. It's like steps to like becoming like the real exclusive thing. You know what I'm saying? It starts with the friendship. You know what I'm saying? It starts with that solid foundation. It starts with the and within the friendship stage, you get to know each other's character, your tendencies, your attitude, your mood swings, all that. So
The flaws.
the flaws and all this other stuff. And, you know what I'm saying? What you like and what you don't like to eat, your favorite color. You know, the whole rundown.
What annoys you?
What annoys you? You like cats, you like dogs, all the little things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with the friendship, it's really what you need to, you know, put the most effort in. And then with that, you don't have to put so much. You don't have to put so much effort into the relationship phase, because everything flows so naturally, because all that work was done within the friendship. You know, relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, mid-20s, you don't want to force no friendships. If you feel like you're forcing a friendship, you know what I'm saying? New friendships come about, but if you forcing a friendship, you know, like I know a lot of people who get into like girls. Like, you cute, I'm cute, let's be friends. That's not it. You know
That's what I used to think. Yep.
I know a lot of females who used to do that clown ass shit. And every time I look up, they on their story, yeah, this big bitch right here. I was like, bruh, y'all mutual interest was specifically based on
Superficial.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, and just because y'all go in the clubs, pop bottles together, that don't mean that's your friend. You know what I'm saying? I know you my friend if we motherfucking, if we argue and fight together, but we made that shit back up. That's what real friends do.
Period.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what friends do. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a, like, motherfuckers it's just like, I'm not calling nobody my friend just because we have a mutual interest, like going out getting drunk together. I'm not calling you. You know what? You know what kind of loose ass shit is that? Like,
Loosey goosey.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be more careful. And everybody, I feel like everybody's so loose with their decision making, and that's what it all comes down to. You know what I'm saying? And really, you really gotta observe and make smart decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, who comes in your life and who has your time and all this other stuff. So you have to be the main person controlling that. And a lot of people, they have to make the right decisions on who they let in their life. So,
Amen.
Amen.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. You dropped some gems.
no problem. You have a good night.
Alrighty, thank you. You too.
So with this pandemic being, you know, a thing that we're like been living in for a couple of months now, since March, this friend topic kind of goes along with the pandemic and keeping friendships strong or gaining new friendships within the pandemic. So something that came up was the meaningless relationships / friendships that come out of the pandemic. So like, in normal circumstances, you would not be cool with these people. You may not be friends with these people. You might not date these people. because in normal circumstances you be out, you be outside. But because of the pandemic, you're on your phone, you're scrolling, you need somebody to text. So like, if the pandemic never happened, do you think you would be cool with people that you're maybe cool with right now?
Yes. Because, you know, my circle is very small.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't in my circle before, you're not in my circle now.
I think that I may be friends or cool with people that I probably wouldn't have been cool with if the pandemic didn't happen. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe I needed them. Maybe I needed to be friends with them, and this pandemic came around at the right time for me to want to be friends with them and want to, you know, build a connection with them. But on the flip side, I do know some people who got into, like, now this is kind of off the topic of friendships, but you know, friendships that blossom into relationships, they're all the same thing. Got into relationships, like actual romantic relationships, and I know for a fact they wouldn't have gotten into that relationship if this pandemic didn't happen, because they're like hot boys or hot girls, so like they would be out. Cookouts, Greek cookouts, regular cookouts, all the cookouts would have been going on or whatever. So I know for a fact that they probably wouldn't have, you know, been doing what they're doing now. But, you know, everything happens for a reason. Blessing in disguise. Maybe they needed this pandemic to happen so they can settle down or whatever. So, you know, it is what it is.
Listen.
Oh, we have
Perfect
another
timing.
caller.
We have a caller. So this is Puff_Gaddy. Okay? Hi, you're on live.
So this part of the show is pretty much about friend zoning and boundaries. So, and everybody else who's there with you can answer it as well, because we love interaction.
Friend zones and boundaries, they're fun. Friend zone is actually not a bad place to be in, you know? Because number two is always sometimes better than number one. Because number one always get like 5 strikes. Then number two start hitting your phone up, like, how you doing? Then you start talking about number one business. Then you're like, oh, let's come over here now. Now she's happy. You was in the friend zone. Now you're scoring, bro. Now the boundaries part, you have to play it cool. You can't be so pressed about it. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. You know we be in sync.
Wow. I was like, does that make sense, Q? And they both said, mm-hmm. Like, guys, girls and fellas, I mean, yeah. We need to know our boundaries. Like, don't be so pressed. You just have to know the role and play it well. See, that's the problem. When people start playing different roles, they don't want to be in all these positions. Mm-hmm. Stay in your lane and everything will go straight. Mm. The problem is when we don't stay in our lane and all this confusion start going around, you start asking all these questions that don't need to be asked. It gets real personal. Then you get mad when you get the answer you really don't want. So don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
Never ask a question you don't want the answer to.
I like that.
With any relationship.
Wait, what's your name?
Q.
And what's your @ name?
It's Q to Q.
Okay, go ahead.
@ is Q to Q. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so in any relationship, it needs to be boundaries. Friendships, friend zones, even your best friend, it needs to be set boundaries, because you don't ever want to offend, disrespect, or come off as like you don't give a fuck about the situation or the relationship. Mm-hmm. So in terms of the friend zone, it definitely needs to be boundaries, because some people get friend zoned, but it's still like a leeway open, like it's a door open.
Yes.
And that's on both ends. Women leave doors open sometimes for it to be questions asked later on, and guys sometimes lead you into having those kind of questions. So it's really a play on both sides. And honestly, I don't see a lot of guys friend zoning women. It's more like a fuck zone, meaning that's what you are. That's how you
He done started a whole new category.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry to cut you off, King.
Nah, you good, Queen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really has to be a conversation. I think people end up losing a good friend because the boundaries weren't set in the beginning. But sometimes those boundaries, once they're set, you have to abide by those. If you feel something different later on or something needs to be changed, to have that conversation again. It needs to be revisited.
It needs to be revisited.
Yeah.
We don't talk about this.
So what was your point
ahead.
on the friend zone though? You said that, of course, you said that there was the guys on friend zone girls. But what about the girls
I've
that
never
friend
really
zone?
seen guys friend zone girls. I've seen girls friend zone guys all the time.
But
Guys don't mind being in the friend zone because you can finesse in the friend zone.
Sure, go. Come on, man.
Like a lot of guys use the friend zone to get
Their
what they really
advantage.
want.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, oh dang, he messed up again. Oh, it's okay. Come over here and chill. You want to smoke?
I just said that. Come on.
how do y'all go about friend zoning a girl? And then what's the next steps after that?
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really friend zone. I'm a very honest person, so I actually leave that door open. It might not be that right time for us or anything. Like, I'm cool. We can be friends, period. So I don't think there's a friend zone. If things change later on, we'll have that conversation. You feel me? But other than that, if I'm in a relationship, then yeah, you'll get friend zoned. But if I'm single, we're friends regardless. It's
Friends before the relationship.
yeah. That's really what matters. If I'm not your friend, then I won't be able to have a relationship with you anyway. So everybody's your friend. Until it's a conversation that needs to be something else about.
King energy.
Come on, King.
So do y'all have anything y'all want to close with?
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, my turn to preach.
Yeah, go ahead, preach, bro.
This is Puff Gaddy again.
Wow. Don't sound so happy.
What did you say? Something happened?
Last words of encouragement for y'all kings out here. Do not let the defense stop you from getting the bucket.
Okay.
Wait, repeat that for the people in the back. I'm the people in the back.
Do not let the defense stop you from getting the bucket. And the defense is just not her best friend cop blocking on the side when she ready to leave the party, or the club, or the lounge. The defense is actually the woman you're attracted to, because she has so many layers that's going to stop you from proceeding to the goal. But you got to knock them layers out one by one. So you have to analyze the defense.
Okay, so watch the film.
Watch the film.
Study.
You have to study. You got to study the prize. So if you know the championship is coming up, study the defense flow to see what she like and what she don't like. The smaller details count.
That's why you be a friend regardless.
Exactly. That's why you cannot leave the friend zone, because the friend zone allow you to really learn who she really is.
Dang, you did that to him? Nah, I don't really want to be with you, shorty.
Exactly. Like, yo, he hurt you so bad. Come over here. Let's talk about it over a glass of wine. Look at that.
Oh.
That easy.
And then a nice little back rub. Y'all start.
Exactly, in the back. And you know what?
And that's when we going to end it. All right. So thank you so much for.
Thank you, brothers.
I'm glad y'all ain't got no project sellers, you feel me?
Yeah, I'm so happy.
I can't see the other
like a
one.
Towson apartment. Y'all look nice.
I can't see the other one.
Nice doors. Rich, feel me?
Thank you, Cockeysville.
Cockies, bro.
Okay, ooh. Get out the way.
That means Taco Tuesday. Man.
Speak of your house.
Yes, come through. Kings, thank you so much. So, this will be the last caller calling in, and this topic is growing apart.
This show, we were really trying to introduce the male perspective in it a lot. And here it is.
Right here. Okay. The excitement. Hello?
What's up?
Hi, this is the montage. So yes. How you feeling?
I'm good, living good. How y'all doing?
We're great.
We're great. Happy to have you on our segment on Friends. Yes, but this topic is now growing apart in a friendship.
I think that I think like 80 to 90% of friends growing apart is really based off of misunderstandings. I also think that, growing apart from someone isn't always a negative thing. I think more so it's positive because those two individuals need to grow. That may hurt the friendship, but, in the growth of that individual, losing that friend, could be something that complements or supports that growth within that individual. So I don't always look at it as negative, but it does hurt to lose a friend.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay, so to piggyback off of what you said sometimes misunderstanding. So other than a misunderstanding, could it be any other underlining like factor that could cause that growing apart?
Yeah, most definitely. It could be anything: relationships. It could be jealousy. It could be a lot. It could be a lot of things. But when you say growing apart, it doesn't. It speaks to me in terms like just people literally outgrowing each other. Like issues are issues. So you got issues that cause people to just not be cool anymore. But just growing apart it's a little tougher because if you give someone a clear reason, not to be your friend anymore, that's okay, cool. They did me wrong. I'm not gonna mess with that person no more. It's a little easier to move on.
Mm-hmm.
But when you just can't figure it out, you just don't have the same drive. You don't want to talk to that person as much. Y'all just focus on two different things. It's a little tougher to deal with, especially if you really feel close with that person.
Right. Do you think that people can bounce back from after they grow apart?
People can definitely bounce back. It just all depends on the amount of understanding that each person has. And it also depends on, if they're willing to accept the reason.
Accountability.
Yeah. Everybody got their reasons. And some people may want to take the blame or maybe want to point the finger. It just depends on, what the situation was and, who's receptive. Because some people may think that they're growing, but in all actuality, they're growing into who they're becoming, but they're growing further apart from you because it's not what you need.
Damn, that's that gem right there. Yeah, montage. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say in closing?
Know who you're around. When I say that, I say it. Just be aware and really get to know your friends. A lot of people, don't really get to know who they're around. They just accept the vibe that they're given when they're around that person. They don't really get into, what the other person's doing in their free time, what they focused on, do they have goals? And, you look up 5-10 years from now and you'd be surprised that your friend, somebody that you hold near and dear to your heart is, leeching off of you or doing you wrong or going behind your back to do X, Y, and Z. You just really, really have to know who you're around because one false move could be detrimental to anything you have going on in your life, whether it's your health, your finances, your relationship, whatever it is, just really get to know your circle and be inspired by them and move forward together instead of just all being kind of in your own lanes. Just kind of keep the money in the circle.
Wow, keep it circulating. Wow. Well, this was an awesome Q&A, and we just appreciate you so much for calling in to the crew. Talk show, we're doing our thing, and you're doing your thing, and so we will definitely drop your name and all the good stuff that you have coming your way, and yeah, period. Thank you for being a part of the royalties.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Yes. All right, man. All right. Peace.
All right, see ya.
Okay.
That pretty much wraps up this segment of
Crew. Y'all, I just want to say this real quick. This was long, but this was a very needed topic. Like, needed. Because I feel like, yes, I feel like people take advantage of people in general. But as a friend, sometimes you really don't know who you have until, unfortunately, they're gone. So people aren't really talking about friends like that. Well, maybe they are. But on this talk show, we're going to give you the real.
The real. The raw. The cute. The ugly. But keep it cute.
We're going to give you the crown. King or queen.
Royalties, thank y'all so much for watching up until this point. If you watched up to this point,
you are real one.
Drop a money bag because you got something coming for you because you watched it all the way down to this point. Drop a money bag. Confuse everybody else about why they trying to figure out why you dropping a money bag. Drop a money bag. If you drop the money bag, then I know you watch it all the way to the end. So you a real person.
And don't lie.
Don't lie. And don't tell your friends to drop a money bag because whatever. But we are so thankful that y'all watched it all the way through. If you have any questions or anything like that, or you want to, just continue the conversation in the comment section, do that.
Listen, we got team. Not time.
Team.
Okay?
This is video and segment and episode and anything you want to call it, number 2. So, we're only going up from here. And the next month we're gonna do episode 3, and then after that 4. But okay. But for real, no, we're going. Okay, I gotta stop on the pass out. But we are going to keep on, uploading as much as y'all will love us to upload. We're gonna try to get on live and interact with y'all more in between those
the
time
pre-videos. Oh yeah, in between
the time because it is a once a month type of thing, and I know y'all be missing us or whatever.
Because it's lit over here.
Okay. Because it's lit over here. Okay. But for real, so yes. So we're probably gonna get on live, interact with y'all. We're gonna probably just do a little bit of more interaction throughout the months and throughout the weeks as we prepare to re-upload or upload a new segment. So for our next segment, we're not going to reveal the topic to you yet. We're probably going to reveal it on one of our lives. So you have to watch our lives.
And you have to follow this account.
Yes, follow this account.
Crew Talk Show @Crew Talk Show.
And then also subscribe to our YouTube. So
please.
we're going to discuss this a little bit more. But with YouTube and Instagram, I'm sure there's 2 different types of audiences. There's the Instagram base and then there's the YouTube base. We're going to try to do something special for both groups. So stay tuned for that.
Giveaways. Stay tuned.
Now, like we said, next month is episode 3. And episode 3 will be coming with more heat. More heat. Now
it's nothing.
It's nothing. So get this next video to 300 views.
This just in.
Yes.
No, 500.
500. 300, in between 300 and 500. Let's just get it there. Come on, y'all, and let y'all friends know. I'm serious. Let me get close. I'm serious. Let your friends know. Dang. We can only promote but so much. It's 2 of us.
Our own friends not even reposting. Are y'all really a friend?
See, we already addressed that. We're not even about to go backwards.
No.
We're not even about to go backwards.
What about your friends?
But yes, make sure that you are sharing it with your friends. Share it with your
wife.
girlfriend. Share it with your side hoe. Share it.
Share it with your queen, your king, your mistress. Hope you don't got a mistress.
If you have multiple queens, multiple kings, polygamy.
Yeah, we're promoting polygamy.
Thank you, Royalties, for staying tuned, for being loyal, being in the loyal squad, being royal all day, every day.
Yes.
Period. Fix your crown, baby boy, baby girl. Keep it straight on your head. You got this.
Don't let it fall.
Don't let it fall. And if you see your brother or your sister's crown falling, help them pick it back up.
Lift it up. Don't let it be sideways.
For real. But We promise we're not intoxicated. We literally were drinking Arizona tea. But thank y'all again for watching.
Because it's lit over here. Okay. We are some dorks.
Okay. So
wait, one more person said one more thing.
Absolutely not. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back next month. Make sure you turn your post notifications on. You can turn you can turn them on Instagram, and you can turn them on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching. We love y'all.
Next month, stay tuned. Royalties.
Bye.